Canelo is a pussy who vacated his WBC middleweight title. A little ginger pussy. Same with Eubank. He also is a pussy. Vacated his British title because he didn't want to fight on a Frank Warren show against a boxer who maybe could have had a nice bit of success with him with his feet and hands. Pussied out and just vacated. In my eyes, they are both little pussies, and if they got children, their little kids must look up to them and think, Dad, what a complete wanker you are.
What's good, family? Smash the like button and subscribe. Wow, this is super bad. Billy Ho Saunders fans are going through it right now. Billy Ho Saunders going through it right now. MTK, Shilaloa, executive dons and associates, Tyrone Booth going through it right now. They thought they wiped it. They thought they wiped it from the YB, I swear to God, yeah. Just before I was about to do this video, I went onto the link. Obviously, you have to download the information. So clicked on the link, and this interview or this video has been removed by the uploader. Now, I only wrote this down 4 weeks ago, or within the last since Billy Ho Saunders got filled in. Yeah, he got his ring stretched out for him. 6 weeks ago now, and it was about a week or two after the fight. So yeah, 4 weeks. 4 weeks ago, I downloaded this particular video off a particular link, and conveniently, or coincidentally, you're telling me that it just got deleted by randomness. I don't think so, but luckily, obviously, like you might know, your boy the YB has more than one source. You best believe, yeah. And so all you MTK, Shilaloa dons, all you Tyrone Booth dons, you man are going to get the sack, because you're slacking right now. You're too sloppy. Yeah? To be fair, I can't even blame you, man, because it's not your fault. You're coming up against a phenomenon. Yeah? The YB is a phenom of expose. No doubt. So yeah, you man are going to be feeling sick all the way through tonight. You're going to be sitting there and El Trapper Hand's going to be ringing down your line saying, what's going on here? I thought we got rid of that video. What's the YB doing? Why is the YB airing my man out again? Oops. I do apologise for that. Yeah? I apologise that you man are going to have to turn your phone off for a few days, because otherwise El Trapper Hand, you know what he's going to be doing. Yeah? His foot going to be on your neck. Yeah, arguably, well, not tell a lie. I was about to say arguably more than the YB, but listen, no one can have their foot on your man's necks more than a YB right now. Not even an angry El Trapper Hand. Yeah? No doubt. Anyway, listen. You've heard the tape they try to delete. What is it with these goofies, yeah, and trying to delete tapes? Now, I'm not going to 100% guarantee it, but I'm pretty sure, this original video, or the link I copied, was actually from IFL TV. Now, again, like I said, I'm not going to... If I actually knew it was IFL TV, I'd put it on 100%, but I'm pretty sure it was, because how these videos end up on YouTube, yeah, people, what do we know? What does Shilligan Cassius love to do with interviews? Love to do with Instagram videos. IFL TV, not just them, but a lot of YouTube channels, they take Instagram stories and whatnot, and then they re-upload them on YouTube, because it's basically free money, because you're taking content and re-uploading it. So anyway, this video isn't an IFL TV interview. This video is a standard Billy Ho Saunders Instagram post. So I'm pretty sure Shilligan Cassius downloaded this from Instagram and plugged it on his channel, and then obviously it's been removed. So my point is, what is it with these goofies? Because put it this way, it ain't no independent channel. Let's do a bit of deduction here. Oh, YB, how do you know it's IFL TV? Well, number one, I'm pretty sure I remember it being IFL TV, but either way, think about it. Why would do you think it's a coincidence? This video, I think, is a few months old. So why would a random independent channel randomly, within the last few weeks, decide to delete the receipts like that? Don't make no sense. This was a typical... We've seen it before, and I hate to be a behavioural analyst, but what do we know? Mark Tibbs interviews, deleted. These cats are seriously trying to do the most for Billy Ho Saunders' PR right now. Yeah, trying to maintain his brand, getting rid of all the receipts. And it's crazy because, like I said, we know IFL TV and all them other goofy channels, they love free content. They love ripping something off Instagram and slapping it up. All of a sudden, for the first time in Shilligan Cassius' career, he's deleting videos. What? You're deleting them? What's wrong with you? I thought you loved the views. Yeah? And it's, interestingly enough as well, Billy Ho Saunders is talking about pussy. And then, you know what I'm saying? So you got Billy Ho talking about Alvarez being a pussy. We know Coogan loves pussy, and we know he loves views, but for some reason he's trying to get rid of both. He's trying to get rid of Billy Ho talking about the pum, and all the views. What's wrong with this guy? I'll tell you what's wrong with him. Airdropper Hand's foot is, listen, Coogan's neck's been going through it. Listen, I've seen Coogan's diary. Coogan's been going to the physio 4 times a week because his neck's sore. You best believe, whatever part of the neck the YB's foot ain't on, Airdropper Hand steaming right now. Coogan, I told you, get rid of all the receipts. Oops. Trust me, this is a real oops moment from Coogan. Coogan's going to be ringing. What's that other goofy name? What's the one that works for him? I forgot his name, but trust me, Coogan's going to be ringing all of his subordinates. And it's one of them chain ones. Airdropper Hand puts his foot on Coogan's neck. Coogan lashes out you know what I'm saying? Coogan lashes out on his domestic violence thing on one of his underlings, IFL, IFL, that down there. Trust me, the whole game is super sick right now. And I feel guilty, to be fair. I feel guilty that the YB, just in one video, can affect so many man's lives. Yeah? I do apologise. It's the problem. You man too sloppy. You make it too easy. Yeah? You make it way too easy. Just too sloppy looking asses. That's your problem. Anyway, let's get to the topic today. I spent 6 minutes gassing the place up, but this one deserved a good introduction because, listen, wow. This was a wow one. This one needed to be lengthied out. We needed a good warm-up for this one because there's a reason they was trying to delete this one. And obviously, as you've heard, it's quite obvious why. And it's interesting because when Billy Ho Saunders got his ring stretched out for him by Canelo Alvarez, I told you, man, Billy Ho Saunders' kids, listen, they just saw their dad get stretched out on international TV, and many goofy dons said, YB, I can't believe you're bringing that up, and oops, yeah? And this is the problem with you goofy Billy Ho Saunders fans. Whatever the YB said, Billy Ho Saunders said it first. And he said it the most. He said it without no kind of, whatever I've said has been backed up with evidence. Billy Ho Saunders was talking about, Alvarez is a big poor man. Alvarez's kids will be disgusted at him vacating and being scary of me. That wasn't based on no evidence. Whatever I've said, pure evidence. You got hit once, Billy, and ran to the corner and got Ben to drag you out. That's what we do know. Alvarez, so you want us to believe that Alvarez's kids can't look at him the same way. Listen, Billy, I think what happened here was it was more of a inverse premonition. You was too busy talking about what you was too busy foretelling the future for your children. Yeah, because what we do know is now, and that's probably why you deleted it, because listening to this video or listening to your own words brings you too much PTSD. Yeah, because you look in your own kids' eyes now, and their eyes are dark when they look at you. Yeah, there isn't even a bit of light when they look at their pops. Yeah, because their pops has been turned out, no doubt. Alvarez turned you out. Yeah, turned you out and sent you back into the corner, begging another man to drag you out to save you. Yeah, wow, super bad right now. Your words, this is what you call poetic justice. Your words are eating you alive right now. You wish you never said them words. Oh, YB, what are you talking about? How do you know you wish you never said them words? Guess what? You man need to know where the video went. Because listen, what we do know is, if Billy Ho loved the words, the video wouldn't be disappearing, would it? Airdropper Hand, Billy Ho Saunders, and I'm hearing from my inside sources within MTK, this request actually came directly from Billy Ho. Billy Ho directly rang Airdropper Hand and told him, listen, I can't watch that video anymore on YouTube. I know what's coming. We know the YB's about to post it up. Get rid of it. Tell Coogan to tell IFL, IFL to get rid of the things, get rid of the bits, get rid of the evidence. Yeah, so I know this video right here going to be burning Billy. This is going to be burning Billy the most. I can't even really blame him, to be fair. Yeah, because whenever anyone mentions kids now, Billy just thinks, he gets flashbacks to that first time he hopped off the plane. Billy gets, any time kids are mentioned, Billy Ho Saunders gets flashbacks to when he got off the plane on the way home. Yeah, gets flashbacks to them heads looking at the floor. Yeah, his youths were looking all the way at the floor. He can't listen. I'm hearing that they can't even maintain eye contact with his pops. They can't even maintain eye contact with their pops no more. They can't look at him the same way. I can't even blame them, because this, to me, that the way that Alvarez was doing Billy, literally, the way he was doing him, yeah, the way he was hanging at the back of him. I reckon Billy would have been better off starring in some next tutti frutti X-rated film. That's what you'd been better off doing. It would have been better off there being some next X-rated tutti frutti video coming out, some expose video thing, yeah, some OnlyFans thing. Billy Ho would have been better doing that than what we had to see, because Alvarez took your manhood. That's the worst way to go as well. The worst way to go is when you say no more. I don't want no more. Alvarez, don't push. Alvarez, you can't push no more in. You already pushed it all the way in. Yeah? Please don't hang at the back of me anymore. That's what you did. Yeah? And the worst thing is you couldn't even say it yourself. It's almost you had to go and ask for help. Please, Ben, please drag me out. You had to go and ask another man. You had to go right there. You had to go and ask another man to help you get another man from hanging at the back of you. Wow, that is the ultimate. And what do you mean, YB? How is that worse than Billy Ho asking Alvarez himself to stop it? Well, in terms of manhood, imagine how desperate you've got to be, or imagine how fearful you've got to be, where you can't confront your oppressor. You can't confront your hanging at the back of. You can't. You can't confront your abuser directly. You have to bring more people in to save you. You understand? Because what we do know is it's the truth. Billy couldn't confront Alvarez man to man, face to face. He had to get someone else to do it. He's too fearful. He was too scary. Billy couldn't. But because think about it, we've seen it many times before. Many times before, yeah, a man has said, "Listen, I'm getting beat, but I am going to confront my abuser." Billy couldn't do that. Yeah, Billy ran to the authorities. Please drag me out. Please save me. I need help. Yeah, I'm in the water's way too deep for me. It's way too deep for me. I'm a celebrity. Jacker, get me out of here. Like I told you man weeks ago. That's what Billy said. Billy said, I am a celebrity and I've jacked. Get me out of here. ITV special, no doubt. Coming to ITV4 soon, no doubt. 100% confirmed. I spoke to the executives. Yeah? You best believe. So, listen. Billy's at his most vulnerable right now, because it's one thing. Billy knows all the things I've said, but it's worse when it's kind of brought to the public's attention. And we know that the YB channel everyone in the boxing game has got the YB. Whether they admit it or not is another question, or another thing. But we know everyone who's anyone in the boxing things has the YB's channel on lock. They have leapt off the notification bell. That's what we do know. Yeah, there ain't even a little bit of doubt of what we know about that. And Billy can't stand it no more. He thought he got away with this one, didn't you? You thought, oh, well, it's alright, I can breathe, I can rest easy now because I've rang El Trapahan, and El Trapahan's put his foot on Coogan's neck to get rid of it, and here we go. Wednesday afternoon, wow. Wednesday afternoon. Yeah, the worst thing is as well, I feel that, how long has it been now? 6 weeks? It's been 6 or 7 weeks, yeah, since the initial trauma, since Billy Ho Saunders was initially victimised. And from what I've read, around 6 to 7 weeks is around the time that the mind can start to heal. And what have I gone and done? I feel guilty, truth be known. What have I gone and done? I've just gone and re-victimised Billy Ho Saunders. His words have come back at him. But to be fair, listen, didn't no one ask him to talk that greasy talk? Like I told you before. They said nothing that he didn't bring on himself. No one asked him to be running around the place like Billy Big Bollocks. And that's the thing, like I said earlier. Oh, YB, you can't mention the kids. Oops. What do you mean you can't? Billy already crossed that line. And that's what's important for this video to exist. Oh, YB. The funny thing is, yeah, there's some goofies. Oh, YB, this topic's old. Why are you man still in the comment section then? 'Cause I don't get that. It's like me doing a video, yeah, and complaining about a topic being done. Well, what am I doing the video for? You goofy commenters, what are you here for? Yeah, if it's old, what are you clicking for? You man love it, that's why. The same way I love making the video. So just stop all that capping. Oh, YB, it's kind of dragged out. What are you doing here then? Yeah, why just stay laying in the comments? You man are lazy in the comments. You be trust me, you be hanging around in the comments, 100%. Listen, so like I was saying, this video must exist so that all you goofies know where the whole kid talk came from, because it weren't the YB. I wouldn't think to go there. I think that's just a level too disrespectful for me personally. I just don't think you need to be throwing around the kids thing, but what do we know? Your man's Billy stays. Oh well, Alvarez, your kids don't look at you the same. Oh yes, that's what he was saying. Your kids don't look at you the same. Your kids think you're a big bubbly bitch. Oops. And that was all off the basis that allegedly Canelo Alvarez dropped his belts. But wait there a minute. Dropped his belts? Listen, Alvarez stretched you out. You dropped your bowels, boss man. Yeah, I don't know about you, man, but I'd much rather drop my belt than I would drop my bowels after some next Don being hanging all the way out of me. Yeah, hanging all the way out of me. You best believe I'll be dropping the belt 24/7 versus drop my bowels. Because you, trust me, you drop your bowels. We all saw it. And the worst thing is, like you mentioned yourself, your kids had to watch out. Your kids, after all that talking you did, I'll never go. I'll fight to the end. After all that talking you did, you got bopped once. And then you begged another man to save you from your oppressor. You begged another man to help you from being victimised. You picked that phone up and you called that helpline. Oh please, I'm being victimised. But I'm a man in the domestic situation. I'm being victimised by some next Don, and he stays hanging at the back of me. I need some help. That's what you did. You picked that phone up. You rang that victim helpline. And I respect. To be fair to him, I do respect that. Cause we hear a lot. We hear a lot about this. We hear a lot about this recently, about people kind of, when you're being victimised, you must reach out for help. Yeah, you must say something. Don't suffer in silence. Too often we see domestic situations, people suffering in silence. Billy was suffering. Yeah, he was going through it 100%. We all saw it. He was suffering. And unfortunately, Alvarez, and that's the thing as well, Alvarez was kind of psychotic because he was actually enjoying it as well. He was enjoying the oppression he was given to Billy. He was enjoying victimising Billy. Billy didn't want no more. Billy wanted to hop off. Yeah? So anyway, before I go, listen. Let me give you some more facts as well, because, yeah, we've spent a lot of time breaking down the psychological aspect and talking about how Billy Saunders' children will never look at him the same way after seeing their big-mouthed pops get done like that, get victimised, yeah, get oppressed, get abused on international TV by some necks. And let's not forget as well, he called him Ginger. He said he's a little ginger, whatever. Wait there, you got victimised, you got oppressed, you got abused, you got domesticked. Yeah? You got domesticked by a little ginger, whatever you said. They're your words. Wow. It's even worse, isn't it, really? Because at least if he was a big bad wolf, we all kind of expect it, but you'd already told your kids that, it's not going to be a problem, look what I'm going to do. Your dad's the big bad wolf. Oops. Some next little ginger don did you all the way bad. Yeah? Had you begging Ben, had you ringing that helpline, had you ringing that national domestic, you know what I'm saying, that national domestic helpline. I need help real bad. Yeah, I'm going through it right now. My man's hanging at the back of me. He won't stop. That's what you did. Yeah, I heard the call. Trust me, I'm going to leak it soon. I heard the call. You man didn't see it, but if you watch carefully, yeah, at the end of the round, Billy Saunders, Ben Davidson passes Billy Saunders the phone, and it's the domestic abuse helpline number, and he rang it and said, listen, I don't know if you're aware, but I'm in a 22 foot? Yeah, I'm in a 22-foot domestic situation right now, and I need help. At which point, the helpline dons rang ITV, and then that's how it all worked out. Then the ITV cat said, oh, you know what? Yeah, he's a celebrity jacker. Let's get him out of there. That's what happened, 100%. Yeah? So, before I go, I want to give you some more facts though, because, listen, you mentioned, it's not really important because we've covered the main part, but he mentioned about, Billy, yeah, Alvarez, Canelo is a big pussy because he dropped his belts. Listen, Billy, You popped when you was about to fight Poo Poo Andrade, yeah? When you was about to fight Poo Poo Andrade, who by the way is the most smoky guy at 160. He wants all the smoke. When you was about to fight Poo Poo Andrade, your first real fight. And to be fair, some of you goofy Billy Ho Saunders fans, you should have known this. I already knew who Billy was. But either way, Billy's always talked about the things that he is, if that makes sense. And it kind of makes sense now. Wait, yeah, how does Billy have so much detail? How does he know so much about? How can he foretell so much about how people's children feel? Little did he know, the reason Billy knows so much is because that's what he lives. He lives the reality of his kids neglecting him. Yeah, his kids don't want him no more. They want the champ. They want the guy that he was talking about being. But having said that, back to the whole Poo Poo Andrade thing. Billy says that, oh, Alvarez, you dropped the belt when you ran off. What did you do? When you was about to have your first fight, Mr. Big Balls, your first big fight, you dropped your bowels again. And you ran off. Oh, and by the way, you popped as well. You popped. You was too scary to fight him clean. You thought you'd fight him dirty, and you popped anyway. And then you didn't even go back. You ran off still. Because even after popping, Poo Poo Andrade said, listen, my name is Demetrius Poo Poo Andrade. And I'll take you anyway. I don't care if you're juiced. I'll fill you in. What did Billy do? Billy dropped his belt at 160 and he ran off to 168. So again, all you goofies, don't at me. Because everything Billy says, it literally works out. He's talking exactly about himself. He ain't talking about, I think he has some sort of split personality. Where he gets confused with different names and he forgets that he's actually just, everything he says is a direct reflection on himself. Literally. Not even a bit of not literalness I'm talking about. So Billy, listen. I suggest what you need to do now is get some family counselling, because like you've explained already, your kids will be going through it. Yeah? And to be fair, any children who have seen that kind of victimisation on TV, they should, in my opinion, they should get help. Because it can't be easy. Especially when you've put so much rubbish in their head all these years about how good you are and how you never do this, and they need to be shown what a real man is. And that's why, to be fair, I do respect Tyson Fury, because he had his son out as well. It wasn't, that's the thing, Billy, you don't realise how your actions affect everyone. It's not just you. Yeah? Look how you've affected your children, and look how you tried to affect Tyson Fury's children. Tyson Fury was out there with his son. And that's why Tyson Fury left, I'm hearing. Or I told you at the time, that's why he left. Because he didn't want his son to see a big flop like yourself. Yeah, a big dude, talk a whole... Because that's what... In this life, yeah, in this world, in my opinion, you have nothing but your word as such. Your word and your actions. And to be honest, as long as your words kind of line up with your actions, no matter how good or bad they be. For example, if you're a real bad guy, yeah, but you're honest with it, who can argue with that? If I tell you I'm a scumbag, and I am a scumbag, who can argue with that? The problem is, in my opinion, is when you have people who say one thing and they do the opposite. That's where the issue is. And if you look at the world, that's the world all over. To be fair, there's very few people who are honest, but that said, Alvarez, what we do know is, Alvarez whooped the honesty into you. He made that big, sweet, round bitch inside you come right out and flourish. Billy Ho Saunders was like a big caterpillar, yeah? And Alvarez popped the lava out of you, and a big, beautiful bitch just fluttered out. That's what happened. That's what we all saw it. I saw it on live TV. It was quite beautiful to watch. I've never actually watched a caterpillar transcend into a beautiful butterfly, but we saw it. We saw Billy's massive, round bitch just fly out from inside him. It was beautiful. I've never seen such a beautiful bitch in my life. Yeah? Canelo Alvarez made Billy shed that horrible skin he wears, and he came out into his big, beautiful bitch, big round one as well. Yeah? Wow, it was beautiful to watch. Yeah? No doubt. So, what you need to do is, like I said, get your mans into counselling, because Tyson Fury, he weren't hanging around to let his children be affected from that. He got his son out of Dodge. He said, listen, son, and I'm hearing as well, after the fight on the plane home, he said, listen, son, and Tommy, you can sit in on this as well. That's not how a man acts. A man doesn't act talking a big game, get hit once, and then jump out. Or better yet, get hit once, and then ring the domestic abuse hotline for some help. And then bring Ben Davison in as well. One of them ones. But Billy Ho Saunders was trying to get help from all angles. He was seeking help at any opportunity from anyone that would give it to him. Any open ear, Billy would try and get help from. And that's why you saw even Billy Ho's dad try to rush in, because Billy kind of put this little siren out, this emergency help beacon. And I'm hearing now as well, he had a kind of emergency button in his pocket, and that's why everyone started kind of rushing in. Ben Davison was rushing in, the mental health, the domestic violence helpline dons were rushing in, and Tom Saunders was rushing in, because Billy Ho Saunders had an emergency panic beacon in his pocket. And he tapped the beacon and it turned on. That's why everyone started rushing towards him for help. So he panicked. He hit the panic button, 100%. Yeah, so what you need to do is book yourself, because it's going to take a long time as well. I'm just glad that Tyson Fury's kids haven't been traumatized too. They were saved by his fatherly actions, because he could have easily hung around with you and let everyone's kids go to pot, but so now it's only yours. Yeah. You now listen. What we do know is it's going to take a long time. You're going to need I'd say about 20 years of counselling to get through this, because the way you've done it as well, the way you've kind of set everything up, the way you've put you've put their expectations in the sky about how good you was and what you'd never do. And it's not even like, well, YB, he battled through for a few rounds. He didn't battle through for no rounds. Do you understand? There's levels to this. There's levels to what Billy did. Billy talked. In my opinion, in terms of boxing historically, I reckon Billy's up there top 3 of talking the greasiest. The way he lambasted Daniel Dubois, the way he talked about Callum Smith, people who are much more successful than him, by the way. The way he did all these things and kind of swaggered around like he's a proper don. And then to do all that and to go out the saddest, I don't care what no one says, empirically, Billy Ho Saunders went out the saddest I've ever seen. I've never seen someone be hit once and jump out, ever. Never seen it. So that for me is an all-time record. To have such a big mouth and perform to the lowest degree. That's just trauma in a bag for your kids. Because for years they've been hearing you, I'm sure. And the worst thing is, we only see what we see on TV. Imagine being at home with him. We've heard his views on, oh yeah, I love to give the missus a good whack. Do you? Because we often hear this about bullies. Missus, wow. Never mind your missus. What happened to giving Alvarez a good whack? Because he was there to be whacked. He didn't want none. And you actually kind of it makes sense now. Billy's character, typical. That's why he picks on women, because he can't pick on men, because he get whooped. And that's why I told you, man, listen, if Billy wants him, I'll give it to him. Guess what? Not one goofy Billy Ho Saunders representative came in my DMs. Because they don't want it. I will fill Billy in. He don't want it. He knows. I'll pop his other eye. And the one. I'll give him both. I'll fill his other eye in. And trust me, I'll do it properly this time. Alvarez, that one was fake news. There was nothing wrong with his eye. I will actually pop his eye. I will actually put his retina into his eyeball. How about that? He don't want none. Yeah? Because what we do know is, when fake men like Billy come up against real men like the YB, it only goes one way. It only ends up with Billy Ho Saunders picking the blower up onto the, you know what I'm saying, onto the abuse hotline for some help, and dragging Ben Davison in. Ain't going no other way, because he don't want none. Yeah, he don't want none. That's what he don't want. So, like I said, don't be worried about no smoky stuff, Billy. What you need to do is book yourselves into some long, deep therapy. That's what you need to get through this trauma. Because all you've done is handed them kids some big bag of trauma. And I hate to think what's been going on at home. The amount of gas you've been putting in their head about how hard you are. And it's no wonder you can kind of see it playing out. Do you remember when Billy Ho Saunders, rude kids, was hitting people and whatnot? That's where they've got their attitude from. Because Billy has been putting in their head that they're real gangsters. And it's one thing, yeah, if you're just a bad kid, or you're just bad because you're bad, it's one thing, but your dad ain't bad. He's a pum. He got hit once and jumped out. So Billy, you need to be raising your kids to be fearful of everything. That's what you should be doing, because you ain't like that. You ain't that way inclined. You need to be raising your children to be extremely disciplined and scared of everything, because that's what you are. You are scared of everything when it came to it. You were scared of your eye, you were scared of everything. You got a little bit of bruising, you were scared. You were shook. So it's no good raising the kids to be real ruthless and hitting people, because one day, just like you found out, they're going to get hit back. And like you found out, you didn't like it. So it's no good. Oh yeah, you know, my kids are having a laugh, hitting grown men. How's that going to work out for them? Because we know how it worked out for you. The big Don. You got bopped and ran out and begged for help on the way out as well. Did it shame? You know what I'm saying? You had no shame. You had no shame left to give, because you just gave all you wanted was out of there. You didn't care how you got out of there. You didn't care who had to come to help you. I'm surprised you didn't try and drag Tyson Fury in there as well. It's only because he left. I'm pretty sure you'd probably got Tyson Fury in there trying to handle your beef for you. Oh please Tyson. Oh, I can't do it. Oh, that's what you was thinking. 100%. I guarantee you, at the end of the 8th round, Billy was looking for a tag team. He was looking to tag Tyson Fury in. And to be honest, Alvarez probably would have filled him in too. Listen, I'd watch that fight. I don't care what no one says. I'd watch that. I'd watch Alvarez versus Fury. I just would. I think that's a 50-50 fight, to be fair. I really do. And I wouldn't be surprised if it went 12 rounds. And in fact, no, I would. It would go 12 rounds. It'd go 12 rounds, and I think Alvarez probably win, to be fair. I really do. I'd watch that fight, 100%. And I think at best, Fury might win on points, 50-50 points as well. So anyway, listen.